Welcome to Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda, Sunday Thoughts episode edition. Sunday Thoughts are stories I've experienced in life, and I relate those stories to God's Word in a way where you can understand. It's never about preaching, but a discovery in trying to find God's voice and pick up a few lessons to be learned in our daily lives. This Sunday, let's take time to reflect and think about those experiences. God's messages are often hidden in plain sight in everything that happens to us, whether good or bad. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday's Thoughts episode. You're listening to the Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda. On this platform, I talk about inspiration, motivation, wellness, and mind peacefulness here. I share experiences, advice, and knowledge to help you, as well as myself, improve our life and learn more. And of course, the content is always 100% positive, guaranteed, I promise. Hello, September. Oh my gosh, is it me? Honestly, I say this every podcast about how the months are going by so fast, and honestly, they really are, because I can't even remember February, like February or March. Like I can't. It's like whiplash to me now. But only 3 more months and we'll be singing Merry Christmas and singing Christmas songs. Can you believe it? 3 more months. It's like this year came in and said, you know what? I'm in and I'm about to be out. But let's slow things down a bit, So to be honest, I once knew someone named September, which I think is a very beautiful name. I also knew a January once. I think uncommon names are nice, don't you? I can't say I ever met another person with the name September, outside of the Earth, Wind, and Fire song, September, Anyway, September is a beautiful name. And speaking of which, how well do you know the people in your life and world? It's amazing of the many people that come across our paths, all different with peculiar names and characteristics, which brings me to our topic of the day, which is, who are these people and where do they belong in my life? Who are these people and where do they belong in my life? Have you ever gone through life and wondered, how did I end up being friends with these people? When you come to that discovery, sometimes you don't have an answer. And that's when you have to ask yourself, who are these people? And what is their purpose in my life? Because let's face it, not everyone was meant to make the cut in your life, okay? So this September, let's talk, all right? Stay tuned. What is friendship to you? I mean, no, like really, what is it? Do you know who your true friends are? And are the people you call friends now, do you know their true purpose for being in your life? One day, as I was thinking of someone I considered a friend, suddenly it was as if someone had tapped me on the shoulder and said, but why are they your friend? In all honesty, I had no idea. It's not like we hung out or even talked on the phone, perhaps a text here or there, but I soon realized that perhaps they did not see me as a friend in the same way I did them. I've always been the type of person that instantly deemed everyone as my friend, from a person showing the smallest gesture of kindness to the person who maybe took out the time to do something nice for me, or the person who decided to ask me to lunch, hang out with them for the day. I immediately created this Rashonda's friend wand and magically transformed them from being ordinary to being my friend. No question about it. That's who they were going to be to me, and I to them, or so I thought. What dawned on me was this. People enter our lives for different reasons, such as when my mother passed away in 2016, the people around me offered their sympathy, kindness, and generosity during that emotional time, which made me feel like we were very close friends, and I graciously added them to my circle. However, being kind does not mean that they should be my friend. God could have simply placed them there so they could be by my side during a difficult period in my life that was supposed to last for a season rather than forever. I can't tell you how many people I've let into my life thinking they were my friends, trying to hold on to someone who was nothing more than a distraction, which led to heartbreak when things didn't work out. This person's season in my life was likely only meant to last a few weeks or seconds. Another case in point, years ago when I was about 19 or 20 years old, God told me that every guy who crossed my path was not meant for me to date. He only permitted them to come into my life for a specific purpose. During that time, I remember meeting a guy who gave me some excellent hair tips. Previously, before God told me what he told me, I had been discussing my hair journey with God. I was praying that he'd lead me to the products that would help my hair grow, and I've been having some issues with thinning edges and brittleness. It was a whole mess. Well, the information this guy provided was just what I needed to hear. Come to find out, he had 4 sisters and had seen what they were using and etc. The tips he gave me was life. As a result, God provided me with encouraging words to speak to him. These words were talks aimed at helping him get to his next destination, which was not to walk down the aisle with me as I had so purposely imagined. Do you see what I mean? God only had him to cross my path for that reason and that reason only. He had sisters who went through the same thing, and since he knew how they felt, he was able to provide me with valuable information. However, if I had kept him around because of a simple tip, I would have kept someone around who was supposed to drop a tip and go. This reminds me of how we allow food to sit in the fridge for quite some time after the due date. While some food can last a little past the expiration point, other items are spot on with their due date. If expired food continues to sit in the fridge and is never moved, it's liable to cause the refrigerator to stink. And soon its pollution will cause the other food to expire quicker than it would have or add a terrible smell to it. This is what happens when you keep seasonal only friends and etc. in your life for too long. Their expiration date will soon pollute your destiny and purpose. Everyone crosses our paths for various reasons, and during some seasons, we have to find out why they're there and what we can do to help them or what they have that can help us. So it's kind of like an exchange. In most cases, it could just be a kind word. You never know. Some people come into our lives just to sit a spell and leave. Others may even be with us for the long haul until death do you part. You never know. Nevertheless, do not be afraid to ask God for help regarding your circle, which is a double-edged sword because all of us want friends. We all want people we can hang out with. We all want people who love us. And at the end of the day, who are these guys or girls? Are these people adding value to your life, or are they draining you dry of your emotions, time, love, and space? Remember, you invited them into your world. If you continue to let that door mindlessly swing open, You'll keep asking people into your world who have no purpose for your life at all. And it's not that these individuals are wrong, just that their role in your life must go through a security checkpoint first. Listen, decluttering and reorganizing aren't just for calendars and houses, but for individuals too. So, since we're talking about friends and people coming into our lives and all this stuff, our second Thursday tip is going to be about friends. Do you know how to be a good friend? Do you push people away when they're trying to be friends with you? For the longest time I did. However, you may not need people all the time, because that's what some people say. I don't need nobody. But you do need people some of the time. So tune in. I share my story and give you tips on how we all can be just a little friendlier, even if it's not to gain friends. So, well, that was it for this Sunday's thought. Listen, if you have something you'd like me to discuss, or if you have a first Sunday thought question, or even a Thursday tip suggestion, let me know. You can email me at inspirationswithroshonda@gmail.com. Listen, I don't profess to know everything, but I have a few experiences under my belt to talk about a few things, okay? So, be blessed, and I'll talk to you again soon. That was it for today's episode. I hope you were inspired and feel positive vibes whenever you spend some time with me, Roshonda, and the Matters of the Heart podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join me next time as we dive deeper into our spiritual, mental, and physical journey. You can follow Matters of the Heart podcast on Facebook to stay tuned for what's coming next. Feel free to share the episodes while you're here. Also, stay with me by subscribing wherever your favorite music and podcast stations reside. And as always, watch your heart, because its actions will follow. Thank you for listening.